So pretty excited. Today we're gonna dive the wreck of the Cotopaxi. The Cotopaxi is a vessel that disappeared in the 1920s with a crew of over 30 men. We're gonna go down, explore, and see what this ship looks like almost 100 years of being in the ocean.
Look more professional when my mask stays on.
So our goal today was to scout this site, to get familiar with it, and to bring a camera to see what images we could capture. Our hope is that we can come back out here one day and do a more formal investigation. Now, this is the bow of the ship, and according to Michael Barnett, this structure here is the windlass, and that confirms this would be the bow of the ship. And as we go from the bow back towards the stern, the rear of the ship, there's a lot of buried stuff here, but there is some structure sticking out of the sand. And the structure that does stick out is holding a ton of marine life. It's really pretty amazing to see the amount of wildlife that this structure that's been in the water for nearly 100 years is holding today. This is just one of the many Goliath grouper we saw. We saw plenty of sharks, and it was really overwhelming as a cameraman as I was there to film structure, but I kept getting distracted and pointing my camera at the wildlife because there was just so much to see. And as we got closer to the stern, as expected, we did see more structure. This would be the area where like the engine probably was. We couldn't recognize anything, but there was a lot more going on in the back of the ship. But we could obviously recognize these. These were the boilers. There's two of them. One is standing vertical and the other one is on its side, and then it's surrounded by a lot of debris. So now we're towards the back end of the boat. We're hoping to see a prop, and I never did find the prop. However, I did find more wildlife here, so we had to point the camera in that direction. And here we're looking at the boilers again, and then, oh wait, there's something to distract us, a nurse shark. And as we started to swim back up towards the front of the ship, towards the end of the dive, we came across a pretty cool ball of spadefish. And just lurking behind those spadefish was a pretty good sized shark. And actually there was a few sharks that surrounded us through the whole dive, and we think what they were doing was circling the perimeter of the wreck. But one of the things that excited me most about this dive was the amount of Goliath grouper we saw. We typically don't see this many Goliaths on a Northeast Florida reef site, and it makes me wonder if this site is becoming a spawning area because there's just so many of them here, and this is the time of year where these fish do congregate to spawn. So long story short, we had a great dive, tons of wildlife to see. We had great visibility and saw so much. It's just so amazing that there's so much on a structure that's been there almost 100 years. Even on our safety stop, we had some entertainment from the barracudas and the sharks.
Took it. Well, you might. No, three of them. There it is, right there. Can you see him, Joe? He's coming at you.
He's coming right at you.